So we left the EU, and one consequence of that has been the end of Erasmus, the study and work abroad in the EU scheme that was open to British students. It has been replaced by what government are calling Turing, and are today crowing that take up under the Turing scheme is 3 times more than under Erasmus. But being the Tories, there's going to be a catch, of course. Now, under Erasmus, 18,300 UK students were able to go abroad to study, yet the Department of Education is proudly crowing that it is sending over 28,000 students abroad under Turing and is expected to have universities bid for up to a total of 40,000 students. Thing is, under Erasmus, students were only sent to the EU. It was an EU-only scheme. Turing is worldwide, so given the world is bigger, you can imagine there might be more places available. So more students going shouldn't actually be a huge surprise, should it? The sting in the tail, however, is that Erasmus actually covered tuition fees, whereas Turing doesn't. It was only a few days ago that Andrew Bridgen, Tory MP for North West Leicestershire, and a man who always has the air of being on the verge of exploding, was bemoaning Tony Blair permitting poor kids to go to university when they should have been learning to be a lorry driver. If you think the Tories care about getting more kids from poorer backgrounds studying, think again. The headline is risible from the Department of Education. We're giving more people the chance to study abroad. It just misses out the part where you need to be wealthy enough to pay for it. There is cash going in for disadvantaged students, is the cry, but this is going to vary from university to university and destination to destination, and will cover the cost of visas and passports, not tuition, which will be a barrier to those from poorer backgrounds from taking up the scheme. Turing is aimed solely at university-level students, whereas Erasmus was open to all ages. Many foreign language degrees require a residential abroad. We already have a shortage of foreign language speaking roles. Would such students be disadvantaged further? We don't know. The minister, stupid boy, Gavin Williamson, hasn't clarified. Apart from anything else, the funding available, some £110 million, which doesn't seem a lot, has to be bid for by universities, so it isn't even guaranteed, full stop. What impact will COVID have is another good question, given we're Plague Island and many may not want students from here. In short, it is another ill-conceived Tory con. We're out of the EU. To go and study there or anywhere else now is no longer free. For those courses that weren't free before, they're no longer discounted. So that now when you have to pay for your fees, you may have to pay the much higher international rates. Certainly this is true for Europe. And these can be enormous. Depending on where you want to go, it can be 2 or 3 times domestic fees, high as they are, which is just ridiculous. Though it does need to be noted, for some countries, this could be cheaper. But of the 150 countries that are apparently taking part in this scheme, some of which incidentally are on the advisory list against all travel there right now, how many would this apply to and how many places would there be? You have to consider what incentive would there be for a country to take part if it isn't set to make money itself out of this. This is not levelling up. This is keeping ordinary working class kids down, disadvantaging them and telling them to know their place, that higher education isn't for you, and rubbing their faces in it as I see others from other universities, more affluent backgrounds, able to take up a placement that prior to Brexit would have paid for them to do as well.